This is it. My first ever attacks at Town Hall 11. What is going on, guys? It is Power Bang, bringing you guys my first ever hits as a Town Hall 11 in Wars. So we have a war going on right now in PB's Punishers. I'm hanging out there while we have a little bit of awkwardness with my base, basically, while it's under development. And I wanted to share with you guys my first two Town Hall 11 war hits ever. Boy, oh boy, were they awesome. You may not know if I'm being sarcastic or not yet, but we'll find out right now. Okay, so looking at this first base, you can see, pretty symmetrical air defenses. I know right away that I'm going with an air attack. The meta is just simply way out of balance when it comes to air versus ground. You're crazy right now if you go with a ground attack, unless the base is just really weak to ground attack. So I decide here against Casper from Kabayan Clan, you're going to get hit with the air attack, mister. So I'm targeting this air defense over here, this air defense, and this Inferno Tower, along with the bonus of these two Wizard Towers and these two Archer Towers, plus the CC and the Queen. So that is a massive value entry, and I'm trying to get all that taken care of with two golems. I'm going to send one in here to this Archer Tower, one in here on this Archer Tower from the outside of the wall, and then I'm going to wall break at the corner here. Now, this wall break location is a little precarious because we have this Inferno Tower that does reach a little bit farther outside the walls, and I know that, crap, I need to get in and make sure that this wall break is successful. So I'm going to drop one of my haste spells. I've got 4 of them. I'm going to drop one outside the wall, kind of around this gold mine area, to speed those wall breakers in so they don't die to the Inferno Tower before they ever get their bombs dropped. So that being said, once we get this air defense and this air defense down, plus this Inferno Tower, I chose the left side here because of 2 reasons. One, I can get the Inferno Tower that matters most to my balloons. That is this multi-target Inferno Tower. Notice on the other side, it's a single-target Inferno Tower. I can ignore that with a ton of balloons. I don't even have to bring a free spell here. So that's one motivation for coming in from the left side. There is also the Queen, and I noticed if I brought a couple tanks, 2 golems, instead of 1, I probably could buy enough time for my king to work through this compartment, down this little alleyway, get to the Queen, and kill her before she wreaks too much havoc, takes out my king before she ever dies. So, once that's being done, I wanted to do basically a deployment starting around this bomb tower mortar here, and then rotationally counterclockwise around the base and start working into the air defenses that are remaining standing, and then send in a couple of balloons from the right side, just kind of rotationally. You guys know the drill. Use the spells to get along, through the base. And my goal here, guys, was to get to this final air defense over here and have the base pretty much wrecked with no splash damage left to take care of my balloons. Now, I thought the Teslas were going to be right here. One of them, basically 2 on either side of this flag, 1 in each of the corners behind the Town Hall. That was the goal. I wanted to take out the bottom, move towards the core, get those taken care of, and clone as necessary over the core wherever it looked like I was going to need it. So let's start the replay here. And oh my god, guys, I cannot believe how close these attacks actually were. So in we go. Here comes the golems on both sides. Wizards down to funnel, making sure the troops go in. The Queen, is not crucial that she goes in because she can reach this air defense from over this wall junction, as it is a short one. So there's the haste spell. You see those wall breakers barely survive long enough, so the haste spell was definitely warranted there. In we go. We've got the bowlers coming in out of the CC. Haste spell is going to speed them along. We also drop a Rage, trying to take out the Inferno Tower quickly, which we do, but unfortunately, the CC goes up to that bowler that was farther out, and that means the Queen can reach them from outside of the wall, and she is not going to follow in the King, who does go in and quickly take out the air defense as well as the enemy Archer Queen. Now, my Archer Queen gonna pop the ability, come back, take out the second air defense, and this is now where we start the balloon. So in from the very far left side, we've got the Lava Hound flying over the core, trying to pop up those Teslas, but wait! Ah! They're all popping at the bottom. This is not good. I'm sitting here hitting frickin' haste. Finally, it goes down, but I lose too many balloons down there. I have to use my clone early, and unfortunately, I'm not able to get a haste for this first group of balloons to get in and take out the eagle, and watch what happens. The momentum is lost. My first group of balloons has to come back. Anytime you're backtracking in a Laloon raid, you are doing it wrong, my friend. So into the final section we go. Ah, this is so close. Grand Warden pops his ability, and now the pathing is all wrong because those troops had to backtrack. We lost our side loons, not to be confused with side boob, but in we go, taking out the final air defense here. This was so freaking close, and it looks like the Archer Tower just wasn't quite going to go down, guys. So the loon takes out this final X-bow, gets it done, moves on to the final. Oh, it's just so close. If we would have just gotten that taken down, we would have had Warden versus Warden for the finale, and we know who would have won that one with the help of the minions and the pups. So really, really close. It looks like the Town Hall is going to go down here. So nice attack. We're going to end up running out of time in this one, but 90%. Very first attack back after several weeks off developing this Town Hall 11 base. 90% 2-star on their number 2 base. So that means we're going to have to take on their number 1. Now let's go ahead, hop into that one now, and I'll show you guys how that one turned out as well. So here we are in the number 1 base. Che T getting hit by Power Bang. And this one was a little bit interesting. We had some of the air defenses are available to be shot from outside the wall. Notably this guy over here and this guy over here. The queen can reach over and actually touch those from the external portion of the wall, and that was something to note. So what I decided to do was drop in a couple of giants down here to tank some of this damage and just send in the queen right behind. The goal was to take out this air defense. Now from the top, this one is recessed a little bit. You can see how there's a 1-tile gap between the bomb tower and you know, that air defense. It's kind of sunk back a little bit. I felt like that would be a little bit of a question mark for, you know what, it might have been reachable in hindsight, but whatever. I may have scouted that wrong. It looked like it was set back a little bit, but it's actually pushed forward. That could have been reachable by the queen, I think. But the goal here was to send in the king to the first of the research lab, and after he destroyed that in probably 3 hits, he walks over to this elixir store, or elixir, what is that, collector? We get that taken care of, but while he's hitting that, we drop in the wall breakers up by this Filipino flag here, and they target this corner and basically destroy it. You see there are no Teslas to worry about unless they pop up in these 2 spots outside the top of the wall, and they're on my king. So I'm not too worried about the wall breakers. So in they're going to go. The king's going to go ahead, take out this air defense up here, and also lure the clan castle, which will then go towards my main group of army, which is going to be balloons and lava hounds. Very few lava hounds, as the balloons is the main portion of this army. My goal, though, was to drop in lava hounds to target these 2 air defenses, loons in behind. I wanted the clan castle troops to lock onto my lava hounds and then basically rage up the minions that are following the army. I've got 15 of them to take them out. Let's go ahead and see what happens here in this particular raid. So, spoiler alert, doesn't quite go to plan here. So let's go ahead and watch what went wrong in this base. I'm not saying I didn't 3-star. It's awful close. Let's go ahead. Here we go. Giants down. They're doing some tanking. We've got a funnel created with the wizard. Now, unfortunately, it looks like the queen doesn't come far enough to target the archer tower next. She's going to go to the cannon, and instead of stepping up, you can see the air defense is recessed 1 tile from back there. She never comes and retargets it, and I'm just like, no! So now I have to send in my king to finish the job over here. I've got 3 wall breakers. I go ahead and tank with the king to basically buy up some room for the wall breakers to get in, just like so. He's going to take some heat here, but he will pick up that air defense here as the second building pops the ability. There's that. So in comes the lava hounds and the balloons at this point. Here we go. Straight to the air defense as we go. In goes the balloons, taking out pretty much everything at this point. And watch this haste spell on the left group. Then on the center group to get to the core, we've got drag and baby drag in the clan castle. Somehow the queen doesn't get stunned here. The eagle is going to get off one more shot, maybe. Yes, there it is, one more shot, and that is unfortunate. But the Teslas in the core getting ruined. They are getting taken out by the balloons. Look at this over on the far side. Ragespell gets the balloons all the way through this section. And lots of balloons left, guys, with only one air targeting building left in the entire base. But the problem is, we've got air skellies, we've got the queen, we've got a dragon, we've got a baby dragon. And would you look at this, all of these minions and pups, they finally lock onto the queen. They do take her out. All defense down at this point, but what the heck, man? My balloons are getting roasted. The CC still hasn't been taken out, and unfortunately, just too many high hit point storages keeps the minions from progressing through this base as quickly as they could. Dragon's gonna go down, but just not enough firepower there for the baby dragon, as he still has more or less full hit points. The minions get through the gold storage, but that's where it ends, guys. The dream falls short. We are sitting at 97% on the #1 base in a clan war, my very first war back. So, a little bit of a heartbreaker, guys. Not quite sure how to feel about it. Something just... I'm trying not to break the iPad after that one. 97% on my second attack back. But hey, wanted to chronicle the progress, guys. We're sitting at 97% and 90% after our very, very first attacks back in action. So I'm happy with that. I mean, there's definitely stuff to be improved upon. There were flaws in both raids that didn't go quite to plan. The Teslas in the first raid, having those unexpectedly pop towards the bottom, definitely screwed up my timing, definitely screwed up my plan. Having a scout there in hindsight would have been very key. Now, in this second raid, the execution was the problem. It was the fact that I didn't drop my queen far enough to the south for her to actually go and target the air defense. That was just a bad play on my part. Had I fixed that and she had targeted this archer tower next, that was GG. This is game over, because then my king gets the lure. I don't have to worry about that CC coming out mid-raid anymore after it's so far deep in the core that my minions and pups never have a chance to catch up. Just frustrated with myself after the lack of execution in that one. But the first one, didn't get a good scout. My fault for going in early on that one, but just... I'm antsy, man. I've been out of war now for a couple of weeks. Ended up having to shift my attack to more of a spam-style attack because I didn't get that last air defense up there. But you know what? Dang it, guys. This is super strong. Reminiscent of the farming attacks that I've been doing. And honestly, my God, when you come up against a trophy base like this, it actually works pretty freaking good. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Not a bad outcome here. The guys in chat are encouraging me, saying, you know, hey, high percentage 2 stars on the Town Hall 11s. Not bad, PB, but, you know, dang it, it still frustrates me, man. I hold myself to a high standard and just didn't get it done this time, guys. But that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Smack the like button if you did, and if you enjoyed the content, feel free to subscribe. Oh my God, subscribe, because Discord's blowing up. Stop messaging me, whoever it is. You're messing up my video. Just kidding. I'm out, guys. Take care. Have a good one. We will see you tomorrow.